Welcome to another episode of Game Time, presented this week by Newsenda Credit Union. I'm JP Murrieta, and this week we're at Melrose High School, home of the Buffaloes, and of course their girls volleyball team and head coach Casey Jackson. Thanks for joining us.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
The season is just getting underway. What kind of group do you have this year? What kind of team is this?
A mix of veterans and youngsters, a goofy group. They're a lot of fun to coach, but a lot of talent, a lot of hardworking individuals. Good mindsets, unselfish group. They're all about each other. They want each other to succeed. There's no selfishness. So a really fun group to coach.
I'd say a lot of talent indeed. We're here at the Melrose Gym. Banners hanging all over. A lot of them volleyball that you and your program have won. 9 titles overall for the volleyball team. 3 in the last 4 years. How would you describe this kind of run by Melrose and what you guys are doing?
You know, we're just putting the work in, trying to stay humble and know that nothing's easy for us. Nothing's easy for anybody. We just have to make sure that we're doing our part, putting our work in, getting better every day. You know, that's our focus so far this year, is just to grow, get better as a team, get better as individuals, work our skills, work our leadership, and just grow every day in the gym.
Well, you definitely have a rival when it comes to the postseason. You face Gateway Christian each of the last 4 years in the final. Is that going to happen again? Do you like facing them all the time?
You know, they're a fun team to play. They're skilled. They bring out the best in us, and I think we bring out the best in them. You know, but there's a lot of great teams in 1A. There's, you know, 1A's playing some pretty good volleyball as of late. I would say there's probably 9-10 teams that are solid and good competitive teams. So, you know, whoever we step on the court, we try and give our best effort, no matter who it is. But yeah, they're fun to play. They're a new district rival for us. So, yeah, we're looking forward to playing them.
If I'm not mistaken, this is your 11th year in charge of the volleyball team. You've reached the state final every year of those previous 10. How have you been able to have so much success? Did you think when you took over the program that it would be like this?
No, I could have never imagined that it would have taken off like this. But you know, we have good kids that buy in. You know, they want to be successful and they want to be their best every time, every year. It's just, you know, and it's nice to have them from 6th grade all the way through. You know, it helps build our culture here. They know what to expect coming into high school, and they find that passion for it early, and then they just keep rolling all the way through.
Well, let's talk about some of these players. 6 seniors returning, 4 of who saw significant playing time last year. Before we got started, we already had some of these girls that wanted a shout out or two, so give them a shout out. Who are going to be some of the leaders on this year's
We
team?
have, like you said, 6 seniors. So we have Eden Lunsford, Cambry Draper, Chancey Elliott, Allie Pell, Tylee Hill. Did I forget anyone? Kimmy Bradley. Yeah, so they've been, and like I said, this was our first group of 6th graders coming in, and then we have a good mix of juniors, seniors, or sophomores and freshmen, and then we have one 8th grader who's mixing in and getting better. So, yeah, a lot of fun, top to bottom.
When you start that first season, start the season, get that first match under your belt, took on Capitan, 3-0 win. What did you find out about your team in that first match?
I found out that they love this game. And, you know, they're like I said, unselfish. It doesn't matter who's killing the ball, who's setting the ball, any of that. They just want the team to be successful. And so that's the biggest takeaway I took. You can just tell that they love playing with each other, which is huge for us. And I think that's going to be great moving forward.
And so what kind of improvement, what do you look to work on from week 1 to week 2 of this season?
You know, you're just sharpening some things up. It's a long season. We have a long ways to go, you know, 22 more matches. So, you know, just little at a time, sharpening our skill set, and we're really working to build that team chemistry. And I think, you know, maybe, you know, changing some rotation stuff as we go, depending on what we need. But I think the tools are there for us to be very, very successful. It's just about putting it all together, and it is a process and trusting that process.
Well, if history repeats itself and you make another deep run in the postseason, do you talk about that with these girls at the start of the year, set those goals as going for another blue trophy, or how do you approach it?
It's not something we verbalize much. I think right now the focus is the growth and the, you know, building the team part of it first. It's not something we really try to focus on. You know, we you know, it's in the back of our heads probably. But really, it's just about taking one game at a time and putting our best foot forward every time we step on the floor.
All right, well, you've done a lot of that best one foot forward. Let's hope it keeps going and going. Yeah. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, sir.
We'll be back with more Game Time after this. Are you living the life of an athlete? The New Mexico Activities Association brings you Life of an Athlete, a resource for students, educators, and parents to understand the challenges students face. Athletes, one night of drinking will negatively affect your athletic performance for 2 weeks, and athletes who drink or do drugs are twice as likely to get injured. Alcohol's effects can reduce a high school athlete's potential by as much as 20 to 30%. Are you living the life of an athlete? Log on to the website to find out today.
Hi, I'm Kinley Bradley from Melrose High School. Welcome back to Game Time.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by New Senda Credit Union. Week 2 of the high school football season is in the books. Let's take a quick wrap around the state and check out some of the highlights and standout performances. Volcano Vista met up with Las Cruces and trailed most of the game, but the Hawks scored the game winner with 1 minute and 3 seconds to play. Elijah Hansen to Devin Durkin to pick up a 27-24 win. Volcano Vista gets Sandia this week. Bernalillo and Highland also played a competitive one last week, with the Spartans pulling out a 20-19 victory over the Hornets. Cleveland bounced back from their opening week loss with a 55-7 win over Los Lunas. The Storm put up 434 yards rushing. Juan Munoz had 3 touchdowns in the first half. Cleveland is at Clovis this week. In a rematch of last year's state title game, Lovington beat Portales 30-7. The Wildcats have 2 wins in 2 weeks and travel to Carlsbad in week 3. Carlsbad's Kaysen Perez threw for 4 touchdowns in a 45-22 win against Goddard. The Cavemen are now 1-1 on the season. Hobbs and Artesia put up some points with the Eagles pulling out a 44-40 victory. Hobbs will have another tough test this week as they take on Roswell. The Santa Fe Demons picked up their 2nd straight win of the season, beating Belen 34-28. Santa Fe will take on St. Michael's this week. Bloomfield quarterback Blake Spencer threw for 471 yards and 5 touchdowns in their 47-34 win against Piedra Vista. Spencer was 19 of 21 passing, only 2 incomplete passes on the game and 5 scores. The Bobcats host Miyamura in their home opener this week. Deming's Ryan Alfaro rushed for 3 scores in their 28-21 win over Oregon Mountain. Deming has a big upcoming battle with Silver this week. Socorro's Isaiah Ocampo threw for over 300 yards and rushed for another 119 as he accounted for 6 touchdowns in their 37-14 win over Theroux. Socorro is at Cuba this week. Albuquerque Academy picked up their first victory of the season, beating Del Norte at home 56-6. William Braun threw for 327 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Chargers take on Hope Christian Saturday afternoon. The Huskies are coming off a battle against Legacy Academy. The Silverbacks pulled out a 21-20 win against Hope Christian last week. Legacy Academy, in their first year of 11-man football, are 2-0 on the season and take on Hozo Academy this week. Centennial made their 2nd straight trip to the Albuquerque metro area and took on Etrusco Heritage. The Hawks had 51 points by halftime and left with a 54-27 victory. Centennial will host Artesia this week. St. Pius picked up their first win of the season, beating Grants 40-7. Isaiah Carpenter threw 4 TD tosses, and he also ran for a score. Cale Cox-Liggins caught 3 of those touchdown passes. The Sartans take on Moriarty this week.
Hi, I'm Braylon from Melrose High School. Make sure to check out the latest football polls.
I'm Hallie Draper from Melrose High School. We'll be back with more Game Time after this.
At Jiffy Lube, we car about cars. In fact, we're kind of obsessed. It's why we've been taking car business with quick quality service for over 40 years.
Are you saying car?
That's right, Claire. And with things like our Carful Vehicle Review, where our experts check, fill, inspect, and clean your vehicle, you'll know we'll car for your car like we car for our own. Some people think it's just an oil change. Who cars? We do. We car.
You mean care?
Exactly. Jiffy Lube. Car more.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail. Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials across the country because high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Welcome back to Game Time, presented this week by New Senda Credit Union. When it comes to long-distance running, Laguna-Acoma has a history of producing some standout student athletes. As a boys cross-country program, they've won 23 overall team titles, and this year they have one individual that seems to be setting the pace.
Laguna-Acoma Jr. Tagoya Pedro plays baseball and basketball, but running is what he does best.
It started when I was little. I've been running since I was like in kindergarten, so it's kind of been a part of me my whole life. So I really like it. The feel of it, you know, just working for to reach all my goals, you know, improving every year, and yeah, I really like running.
On the track at the state meet, he swept the distance races, winning the 800, 1600, and 3200 events each of the last 2 years. He took second at the cross-country state championships each of the last 2 seasons and is looking for that first place finish this fall.
This year, I'm working a lot on mileage. I've been putting a lot more mileage, way more than last year, and I think it's been helping. I've recently done some runs where I've ran faster, way faster than I used to run before, and now I just got to work on speed, just get my speed up.
When it comes to training, his motto is no pain, no gain.
Let it hurt. I like pushing through the pain, just let it hurt, you know. It's all gonna come through in the end. If you let it hurt, then in the moment you feel like, oh man, this really hurts, but after it, then you feel really good about it.
He'll try to push himself to a first place finish at the state cross-country championships on November 9th at Albuquerque Academy.
He also participated in football his sophomore year, but he told us that was a one-and-done experiment. He thinks he'll stick to running, which is probably a good idea because he's pretty successful at it. That's going to do it for another episode of Game Time, presented this week by New Senda Credit Union. Thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in next week, because this week we're at Melrose High School, but next week you don't know where we're going to go or who we're going to spotlight, but you do know the place to find the most high school highlights is right here. We'll see you next time on Game Time.